Park Jung-bae, listen, I get it, you're scared, I know, because I'm scared too. I don't want to risk my life again, but I really don't think we are gonna get another chance to leave this place alive. And if they will not let us go, I say we fight our way out together. Jung-bae said to the other players in friend or foe. His name is Park Jung-bae, known as Player 390. He has an unnamed mother, unnamed ex-wife, unnamed daughter, and relationship includes Seong Gi-hun, his best friend, Kang Jae-ho, also close friend, Hwang In-ho, former friend slash killer unknowingly, Kim Jun-hee friend, Kim Yong-mi, also his affiliations are here from Republic of Korea Marine Corps, formerly he, and then Dragon Motors formerly, and 2024 Squid Game Team X team of formerly Seong Gi-hun's team as well. Occupation is he's a marine and a pub owner. His fate is that he is deceased. He died on November 3 to 4. Between that, on in 2024, cause of death was shot in the heart by Hwang In-ho. Physically, he was male and eye color and hair color were black. Appearances was he was portrayed by Leo Si Hwan. First appearance was in Red Light, Green Light, and last appearance was Friend or Foe. Park Jung-bae, also known as Player 390, was a contestant of the Squid Game in 2024. He was best friends with Seong Gi-hun, a proficient baseball player in his youth. Jung-bae joined the Republic of Korea Marine Corps as an adult and later worked in the Dragon Motors and they operated a pub with his then wife. Jung-bae after spent time with Ji-hun betting on horse races. A year after Ji-hun won the 33rd Squid Game in 2020, Jung-bae did not hear from him for another 3 years. Since Jung-bae had gone into significant financial debt after borrowing money from creditors that he was unable to pay back, his wife had divorced him and gained full custody of his daughter by his point, and they were being harassed by Jung-bae's creditors. Unable to find another option, he decided to enter the Squid Game in 2024. He joined Ji-hun's team where he bonded with several other players including fellow Marine Kang Jae-ho. Jung-bae survived the first three games before assisting Ji-hun in a rebellion against the gods, which ultimately failed, resulting in Jung-bae's death at the hands of the frontman. Talking about the personality, Jung-bae was described to be like the 2020 Ji-hun as a carefree individual. He spent his life gambling, which he got addicted to, but at heart, he was a brave and kind man with being one of the first people to join Ji-hun's revolt. About his history and backstory, Park Jung-bae was a proficient baseball player in his youth. He rejoined the Republic of Korea Marine Corps as an adult where he was a part of Class 746. Later in his life, he took a job at Dragon Motors, the same company where Seong Gi-hun, his best friend, worked. He was involved in a strike alongside Ji-hun after they threatened to fire all the workers. This made it in the national news when someone Ji-hun's co-worker was beaten to death by the police. Upon losing their jobs, he and Ji-hun founded Ga Young's chicken shop, named after Ji-hun's daughter. Within 2 years, the chicken shop went under, which Jung-bae would blame entirely on Ji-hun. In 2020, Jung-bae operated a pub with his wife outside of this. He spent time with his friend Ji-hun betting on horse races. On June 8th, Ji-hun won the bet which Jung-bae lost and was frustrated or on not choosing the same number. Outside the facility, they noticed four loan sharks walking out towards them. Outside the facility, they noticed four loan sharks walking towards them. Ji-hun sprinted away, leaving Jung-bae looking confused. When Ji-hun temporarily returned from the ski game, he visited his friend Jung-bae at his pub. They hung out, smoking outside at the pub, and had a lengthy conversation in which Ji-hun asked for 3 million won. Jung-bae refused, saying friends should not ask each other for money, and when Ji-hun offered to become a delivery man, he stated he could barely cover the rent for his store. In the middle of this, Jung-bae's wife told him to come back inside and chastise Ji-hun for smoking in front of their pub. Now, Jung-bae later learned of Oh Mal-soon's death from his wife. After Ji-hun won the 33rd Squid Game, he did not hear from him for another 3 years. In 2024, Jung-bae had gone into significant financial debt after borrowing money from creditors that he was unable to pay back. His wife had divorced him and gained full custody of his daughter by his point, and they were being harassed by Jung-bae's creditors. Unable to find another option, he decided to enter the Squid Game in 2024. Jung-bae recognizes Ji-hun before the start of the first game, Red Light, Green Light, where Ji-hun helps most of the players survive. Afterwards, he reveals to contestants that he played the games before and thus he can guide them up to a point. Several people became drawn to Ji-hoon, Kang Bi-ho, a cheerful and respectful former Marine, and Oh Yong-il. In reality, the frontman disguised as a player to spy on the players, befriend him and Ji-hoon's old friend. Jung-bae recounts with him. When some staff come back to the room, several players beg to leave the game and believe that they are being attacked by the game staff for their debts. These staff assure all the players that they are not tormenting them for their debts and just want to offer them money through completing games. Somebody brings up that they are murdering people. Seong Gi-hun tells the soldiers about the rule that contestants are allowed to leave the game through voting. if more players choose to leave, and soldiers allow the contestants to vote. Narrowly, more people vote to stay in the game than leave, meaning all players will have to participate in the next round. To Ji-hoon's surprise, the second game is called Six Legs and requires players to form six teams of five and for a six-leg pentathlon consisting of five children's games, the Dakji, Gisoko Chiki, Gonji, Penji Chiki, and Jegi to be completed under a 5-minute time limit or else be shot to death. Kim Jun-hee played triple to join Ji-hoon's team and has chosen over a male player to join. Due to her vulnerable condition, she is pregnant. Ji-hoon's team is the last team to play six legs and narrowly winning. Despite Seong Gi-hun's warnings in the next vote, more people vote to stay in the game than leave, forcing all contestants to play the third game, Mingle. And Mingle Jung-jae and many others passed this round, including many of his allies and friends Seong Gi-hun, Kim Jun-hee, Oh Young-il, Kang Dae-ho, Jung-jae, Park Song-sik, and Cho Hyun-joo. Following this, another vote is held which ultimately separates the contestants into two different groups: the X who wish to leave the game, which of course includes Ji-hoon and his allies, and the O's who wish to continue playing the Squid Game for more money. Immediately following a vote to end the games after the third round, a bloody brawl unfolded in the bathrooms between several players who wanted to end the games and those who wished to continue. Five were killed in the aftermath, but the other players then quickly realized that they could freely kill each other outside the games in order to further increase the prize money. Two sides clearly formed based upon the voting process, with the players that wanted to continue the games determined to massacre those who wanted to leave. Ji-hoon, knowing the bloodshed that would follow from his previous games, convinces a small group to join him in rebelling against the gods, capturing the frontline and ending the games. As the lights turned off, the pro-game players rushed through the darkness and began murdering the other sleeping players, quickly starting a brutal fight reminiscent of the game 3 years prior. Ji-hoon's group, however, remains hidden under and around the bedding while the other squad, reluctantly sacrificing their fellow anti-game players to maintain the ruse. Eventually, after dozens of killed, a squad of soldiers finally entered to break up the fight, separating everyone. But then Ji-hoon's group, still hidden under the bedding or playing dead, pounced on the soldiers all at once, disarming several of their MP5A3 submachine guns and fighting back against them. The players impressively managed to kill many of the soldiers with the master officer, calling for the survivors to retreat and sealing the main doors to the domes, but trapping the squad's manager inside when he failed to escape. Player 047 raged at the program players for killing innocents, moved to gun down several of them, but Ji-hoon stops him and reminds him that they will be no different from the masked man. Hyun-joo suggests they gather the dead soldiers' guns and ammunition, then destroys the dormitory camera to hide themselves from the control room. Ji-hoon delivers a speech to the gathered survivors and stresses his plan to fight their way to the headquarters and end the event, imploring anyone with experience handling guns to step forward. When the players all hesitate, Jung-jae sympathizes with them but reminds them it may be the last opportunity for everybody to escape and go home, which convinces player 015 to fight. A few others also step up to join, and including players 072, 206, 324, 145, and 246, bringing Ji-hoon's group to about 12 fighters. Noticing the others struggling, Hyun-joo steps forward and instructs the rebels on how to operate the MP5A3, revealing to a questioning player 246 that she formerly served as a sergeant first class in the Korean Special Forces. Ji-hoon forces the capture manager to remove his mask, with Jung-jae expressing disbelief at his young age. Smashing through the side door to the bathroom, the group exits the dorms and proceeds into the massive multicolored stairwell where they are attacked by several soldiers from a higher level and pinned down. Hyun-joo rushes forward and manages to kill three soldiers from a vantage point, forcing those remaining to retreat while the players push forward. Unaware of a larger group waiting to ambush them, they reach the entrance to the complex management area where the captured manager states he needs his mask to pass through security, which he refuses. As he looks up, however, the manager sees player 010 Young-il and appears to recognize him, but is then shot in the head by the ambush group, pinning the players down. The soldiers fire at them from across the towering stairwell gap, killing player 072 when he fails to reach cover. Ji-hoon orders the others to stay behind and buy time while he and Jung-jae head to the control room, which Young-il questions but complies with. The two find a security door that they pass by using the dead manager's mask, leaving a spare MP5 to hold the door open. They are attacked by two soldiers but manage to kill them by causing a diversion with the manager's mask, looting them after ammo before moving on. Seeing them advance, the officer orders a large group of soldiers to defend the control room, which Ji-hoon and Jung-jae have almost reached. Back in the stairwell, and the other rebelling players are locked in a shootout with the soldiers. All-47 manages to kill another guard and advises Dae-ho to not waste his ammo after wildly spraying fire, as clearly suffering a PTSD episode and beginning to crack from the intensity of the fighting. All-47 suggests to Young-il that they meet up with Ji-hoon as they are getting nowhere, being bogged down in a firefight. But Young-il fears they will get surrounded if they move forward with no plan and tells them to hold their ground. 206 is suddenly shot and killed by a soldier flanking the group, but 246 and Hyun-joo manage to kill him and another flanker. The extended gunfight begins to wear down on the players as they all discover the ammo running dangerously low. While pinned down, Ji-hun and Jung-jae run into the same problem as the radio Young-il for backup. Ji-hun reminds them that the soldiers they killed in dogs have extra magazines in the pocket. Young-il orders someone to LS to retrieve while he O47 and O15 push on to reinforce Ji-hun. Hyun-jo prepares to retrieve the magazine, but Dae-ho steps up and volunteers to go instead, being out of the ammo anyway. Hyun-jo gives him a loaded MP5 and sends him back after the others cover him, advising him to follow the destroyed cameras. Ji-hun runs out of ammo and bravely runs to a god's corpse to grab more magazines, narrowly avoiding being gunned down. Though he suffers a gaze on his arm, Hyung-il offers 7 and O15 arrive to assist with him, suggesting to Ji-hun they attempt to flank the soldiers. Guarding the control room entrance, Ji-hun agrees and hands him a spare magazine with Young-il. Strangely hesitates to take but does so anyway, leading the others to outflank the guards. Back in the domes, Dae shakily arrives and starts to gather the French soldiers' magazines with assistance from players 149, 222, and 007, managing to gather more than a dozen. As he leaves the domes, however, the distant gunfire from the shootout frightens him, causing him to become unresponsive when Hyun-joo radios him for help before backing away in defeat from his SPD. Hearing nothing, Hyun-joo volunteers to run back and grab the magazines, assuming they who had been killed. Young-il and the others get behind the soldiers near the control and prepare to ambush them, but 047 is suddenly gunned down by Young-il, 015 suffering the same fate but barely alive. Young-il then radios Ji-hun and fakes his own death, using 015's diagnosis through the radio to create the ruse before executing the injured player with a headshot. Revealing his treachery, Young-il changes the radio's channel and orders the guards to start wrapping things up. In reality, he is Hwang In-ho, the frontman, and had entered the games presumably in effort to stop any rebellion attempts by Ji-hun. In return, Hyun-jo arrives and finds a shell-shocked Dae-ho, who profusely apologizes for abandoning them just as she goes to leave. A large group of soldiers arrive to quell any further rebellion, who she prepared to fight off with the new ammo until player 149 stopped her, knowing she would get killed herself in the effort. Thus, reviving rebelling players in the railway ran out of ammunition at the same time and were ultimately killed soon after. Talking about his fate, Ji-hun and Jung-jae also ran out of ammo and surrendered at this point, held at gunpoint by soldiers. The frontman then arrived with the officer questioning Ji-hun if he had fun playing the hero before raising his M1911 to execute him. Just as Ji-hun accepts his fate with a furious gaze, the frontman tells him to look at the consequences of his rebellion before sending his gun to Jung-jae. The two childhood friends share one last look, then the frontman kills him with a shot through the chest. Such much to Ji-hoon's heartbreaking anguish as to soldiers barely restrain him from lunging at his adversary. Behind the scenes, Jung-jae is portrayed by Lee Soo-hwan. His appearances include he was in season 1 in Red Light, Green Light, and Hell. He was in season 2 001 Six Legs, One More Game, OX, Friend or Foe. If you like the video, go subscribe.